We're gonna go to Mando first. Mando, you are up with the legendary Brian Propp.
Let's go. Brian, awesome stuff so far, man. And looking at your body of work and your career, obviously in your craft, which was hockey, succeeded at the highest level, did it for a long period of time. As you look back, what was it where, you get to certain levels of success and you make a change, whether it's a new trainer or a different coach or a new regimen, or even in some cases, like you go to a new team. How do you know when it's time to make that decision? And I guess a better way to ask it, you're never really going to know. So what are some of the signs or the signals that you look back and notice those commonalities for every time that happened for you?
Yeah, so I noticed, like, especially early in my career, because I was naturally talented and broke all the records in the Western Hockey League, and but in the '80s, like in 1980s, like when Bob Clark, he was just 10 years into his career, and he had another 5 years to start with me. But then we in 1981, the trainer for the Flyers, Pat Croce, who was a 76ers. Now he works for the 76ers, but he taught me how to work out. And so he probably, by helping me work out the right way, made a big difference for me. It probably gave me 7 or 8 years of more life. Like, because at that in the '80s, like, you didn't work out too much. You just drank beer and had drinks and had fun time. And there's no videos and things like that. So we got away with a lot of stuff that you don't right now. But yeah, at the start, it was like learning from Pat Croce. And then, of course, we had a sports psychologist, Steve Rosenberg, who the better players used, which made a big difference for me because I was one of the top players, like Brad McCrimmon and with Mark Howe. They learn how to use their brain to make everything relaxing and learn from it. So those couple things made a difference for me for my career. And then after my career, like after 15 years in the NHL, and I played a year in France, and I just had a fun year. And then I started with the Medford ice rink. I built the rink, had to learn about construction and all the things you have to run a rink. And then I did the radio for 9 years. So everything was a change, but you adapt pretty fast and you learn from the people that you meet. Like when I started with the Flyers, Gene Hart was an announcer, and so he helped me, and Bill Clement helped me. And then I worked with the judge group, like everything else that I've done. Like, I had my financial licensing, I had a health licensing. I tried a bunch of different things. So I just moved from one to the next. But I never thought about playing hockey again. Like, I always played hockey, but I didn't want to be a coach. Because I wanted my family. I started my career, went after my career, so like I wanted to be home with them. But I didn't want to be one of the coaches. So like that's you're home every day, and that's not for me. But you know, you just do whatever you had to, and then just keep trying other things. I still consult and trying other things.
It's amazing that you mentioned Pat Croce. So Pat, at that time, was your physical therapist, right? But didn't he go on to own the Philadelphia 76ers?
Yeah. And then I think Ed Snyder wanted to buy him out, but that didn't work.
Yeah, amazing. So this guy he had a very successful chain of, I think, physical therapy franchises, and turns out he winds up buying the Philadelphia 76ers, which is crazy.